Hello fungi lovers. This one, a variety of bolette, which I came upon whilst I was on my 8-mile cycle route, and I had to go back for it right at the end. But there were 4 of them, and I would have collected a couple of other specimens had I had a bag to put them in, but I just had to hold them all in my fingers whilst I was cycling. So I found 2 others. Now I have been looking mostly to see what this one is, and in 1, 2, 3, 4 of my fungi books I can't satisfy myself as to which one this is. And so any of you fungi experts out there, you can see it's very red halfway up the stem, then it is mostly white. It has a yellow in because the spores have fallen on it, but I'm going to suggest that that stem is white, and the spores are beautiful bright yellow, and they are very close, and the cap is dry, is uncracked, and it's pale olive. Now I'm going to cut this mushroom, which is what we do because we want to discern what the inside flesh is like, how it discolours. That will help us out with our assessment. And so I am going to take off this part of the base, and we can see that it's discolouring quite profoundly yellow around the outside. And what I'm also going to do is cut this mushroom straight down the centre to see what colour it ends up being. And we can see that they have beautiful colours. On this one is almost maggot free. There's just a few on one side, but there's no visible signs of this discolouring, blue, red or yellow, and so that will help me in my assessment. Now lots of these are edible, and so I'm kind of hoping my nose isn't the best. Nothing offensive, but very vague. But you can see it's a beautiful specimen. Then we have this one, which looks somewhat like a shaggy parasol, and it has a hollow stipe which is broken somewhat because I was carrying it, so therefore you can see that it evidently was hollow. It's got the classic shaggy parasol ring on it, but it's not a movable one. That's why I'm thinking it's a shaggy and not a parasol. And it feels very shaggy parasolish. Initially I thought this may have been a vulva on the bottom, but then under close inspection I think it's just a deformity about how it's been compromised in the ground, and it isn't in actual fact a vulva, and there's no sign of any amanita, membrane on the cap there. So what I'll do is I'll sever that. And the reason why I'm doing this, of course, is because all of you mushies out there, you like closed white gills. Now we'll put a cut directly down. Slightly mushroomy, the sort you'd expect from a parasol. Discolouring slightly pink, yeah, you can see that. And that's what parasols tend to do, from my recollection. Yeah. And then I found this one. And we can see in here it's got browning gills because they are, I'm assuming they were very pink when it was much younger, but now the membrane's coming off. We can see that they'll end up being brown. And it has a yellowing on the stipe here, and so if I try and encourage it to discolour somewhat, let's see what happens. Doesn't seem to have any effect on it, and so we have crowded gills and slightly yellowy, slightly, I suppose it's slightly death cappy, only it's not green, it's more yellowy. And when we give an incision, so any synopsis, people? Bit more of a smell than the others. Could be kind of aniseedy. Yeah. I mean, when I first looked at the membrane, I thought, is there a little bit of cogging on that? Like a field mushroom, you know? Yeah. Not offensive, but it's quite pungent. So, well, I'll continue to look, but I don't think I'm going to have anything too conclusive. Even though in these books I've got some great pictures. This book is absolutely superb, and we've got a great selection of all different sorts of mushrooms in here. See if I can get to, these are the field mushrooms. Here is the horse mushroom, yeah, not field mushroom, the horse mushroom, with that cogging going around there, you see. And they can tend to be a bit yellow. They do have the remnant of the membrane. We have the yellow stainers here, which it isn't one of those. But let's just go on to the boletes. Look at these wonderful things. If you ever came upon these, most people will be terrified because they think that aliens have landed. And so some of them certainly are a sight to behold. Got that one there. You wouldn't be eating that one, would you? You think that one came from the planet Mercury. Fascinating. So, it's fungi season, it's proper happening now. For this past month, there was hardly anything out there. There was this flurry in June and say like early July. After that, everything seems to have dried up. August, I found nothing around here. Then all of a sudden, you know, September was pretty dry. Now they've started to come back again. There's a second batch of yellow stainers all over the graveyard, and so it's curious how they pick and choose, you know, certain months and times, and then they'll flourish in 1 month, and then they'll go away for a couple of months, and then they'll come back again. So myself and Mr. Nobody, we're heading out to a wonderful national park where it's teeming with fungi this time of year, so I'll have a whole lot more of those. But now I've found stuff. This is just a roadside. When I'm cycling, being Mr. Observant, of course, I don't miss very much. And through the leaves and all the grass and everything, you know, I can spot, you know, a bit of a cap peeping through like that. And so I'm going to go out. Because I haven't been out that much because there's been nothing there. So I'll start again and I'll take my fungi bags and containers and see what I can come up with. So catch you guys later.